What is going on? He's alive. It's been a while. Horse? Anyway. Oh, let me bring up the comparison thing. Comparing. There we go. I know you can't see the screen yet. I'm still preparing stuff in the background. I've been busy with school. I've been writing code every now and then, but I haven't had enough time and energy to actually stream. And now I just happen to have a good moment. So I decided to take the take the chance. Oh, that was Sakasaka. Uh, at least Twitch is telling me that you followed 22 days ago. It might have been my last stream, actually. Uh, yeah, actually, I'm not gonna compare the previous stage to the current stage because there has been a lot of changes. Let me just do this. But I do have the VOD meme from last time. I do want to keep doing this. I've been refactoring the octree a bit, and it's currently broken. Um, but it's almost fixed, which is great. Yep, yep, that's me. I don't know. I should have it like plastered somewhere on the stream. I make Voxel thing. No, it's gonna be pretty. I mean, how would I say? When I get gameplay, I can have the little, like footage in one of the corners of the screen or something like that. Oh, actually, I'm on the master branch right now. Okay. The I have one. Well, I mean, one of the dead voxel projects is like me trying Bevy. I don't know if we would count that. I pretty fast realized that I don't want Bevy. And I'm not hating on Bevy. I not the right fit for me. But I had the initial Godot version, then like I tried out Bevy, and then a second Godot version, and now this. So this is like the fourth version, I guess. But yeah. Oh. Well, actually, I can show you what the main branch is up to right now. What do you want? Okay. Okay, I don't have anything useful in my command history. Oh yeah. But the current problem is that generating the octree just takes too long, and the world isn't as big as it should be. So I'm like taking too long, and the world is too small. So I need to scale up the world and save time. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I do have another branch that I'm working on right now. Is right. Let's see. Uh, okay, hold on. I'm like messing up. There we go. If I place down a voxel, I don't know if it comes from stream, but the game stutters a bit for me, right? Like there's a visible stutter whenever the voxel changes. Are you sure octree is optimal for what you want to do? No. I don't know, right? I don't know how I would even know that. I mean, like, I guess you could mathematically prove it, maybe. But you might also just be saying, "Oh, there might be something better out there." And yes, but what is that something? I have no idea. Um, and the octree seems like at least a good starting place. But there's let's see. I know that like the way that I'm constructing the octree is potentially awful, right? Because what I'm doing is I'm returning a vec, and let's see, where's the code? Yeah. So if a branch has data, if you need non-aligned AABBs with voxel content, I will not have non-aligned AABBs. Don't worry about that. Oh, and even if I do, that's a problem for later, right? Because if I can't get even just everything aligned working, I have no hope of getting, you know, non-aligned stuff working. It's like one step at a time. Um, so this is what I'm focused on right now. But yeah. But the way that this works is that we potentially get data out of an octree branch, and if there is data, then we get the data and append it to our vec of data. And this happens on multiple levels, so the data is being shuffled around like crazy. And apparently compilers aren't so smart as to optimize this to not be that, and instead just append to one vector, which is fair enough. Um, so I've been working on another branch, anti-juggling. Let's go. Dash changes. Yes, let's restore this. And there's a bunch of stuff that I actually don't need here. How do you represent the octree? Um, I mean, it's just how do like in memory, it's a vector of U32s. That's what it's. There's nothing fancy for it. Like I just have the voxel world, and then I build the, well, I say bytes, but it's just U32s. Like the shader wants a buffer of U32s, and I just built that directly out of the voxel world. I don't have like an intermediary representation that would make the processing faster, which is something that I might have to do at some point, right? Um, so I just rebuild it from scratch. Well, technically, not entirely from scratch. Um, each possible cell has a determined index. In the octree, let me think. What your question even means. Each possible cell has a determined index. I no, not really, because like if an area is empty, then once you're trying to figure out if the voxel is like what the voxel is, or if it's even occupied, like if you're in an empty octant, you stop figuring out what the voxel is at that point, right? Because you know the octant is empty. So it doesn't. So I guess a bunch of voxels share the same index, because it's just a single bit in a octant occupancy mask somewhere saying, "Oh, this octant is empty." But because okay, so what I'm doing is I have the octree cares if there is a voxel or if there isn't a voxel, and then at the very very last level, we have the actual voxel data. So if something's like blue, red, or whatever color, like it's only at the very very last level that we know if something is there. I don't know if that answers your question at all. Okay, okay. Good to hear, good to hear. Oi, oi, oi. Anyway, what I want to do. Yes. I need to fix the octave generation, because right now, if I run this version, the anti-juggling branch, as I call it. Uh, yeah, but I mean, hmm. And I know a few things that I could do, to make it better. Well, actually, do I? Oh yeah, definitely do. I mean, it's like saving a few U32s here and there, but it's not really much. Because if an octant is empty, I still write down the data offset for it, because it's just easier to parse through the data that way. But this is the same world that we just saw in the main branch, but it's not rendered correctly. It's just slightly incorrect. Isn't it beautiful? It's just this glitch city. It's awesome. And I actually have figured out the reason why it's broken. Let's go to here. So I did a bunch of stuff to like debug this. And do I have the other output somewhere? Alright, there we go. So I made like 2 debug tools to figure this out. The first is a debug vec. So whenever you push data, or whenever you modify data from the vec, it just logs what happened. Like it logs, oh, okay, this got truncated, and then also, well, there's just a string being passed in. That tells me which part of the code did that, right? And it just prints it, and I copied this into a text editor, and I studied it basically to see what the code is actually doing. And the funny thing is, there actually was a like offset problem, and I solved it before I got this ready. So I studied this, and all I could see is like, yeah, everything's fine. but you know, I still have it. I'm probably gonna take it out of the code once this is working, but it's still like not the worst debug tool ever, right? And the other thing is that I saved the octree output. Yeah, I still don't have useful stuff in my command history. I saved the octree output of the 2 versions, and then I made a thing that just grabs the bytes as U32s and compares them. And these should be the same, but they're not. So this is the world size in the file, and it's the same. This is the octant occupancy, which is the same. And then there's a data offset, and then there's the second data offset. So the second octant has stuff, but it's just the wrong number for some reason in here for the data offset. So I'm just calculating it wrong. In the previous version, I just looked at the length of the vec that was returned, so it's really hard to fail, but I'm doing something different. And I need to fix that. So that's what I'm going to be up to. Hopefully fixing the generation. And then once the generation is fixed, I'm going to compare the 2 branches to see if the anti-juggling version is faster. And I hope it will be. Because if it is not faster, then I'm back to square one. Trying to figure out how I can make this more efficient. I could do multi-threading. I could do like an intermediary representation of the octree, so I don't have to do as much recalculating. But like this should already be fast, because every chunk, like chunks are 32 by 32 by 32 by 32, right? And when you calculate a chunk's octree, like the octree for the area of the chunk, it'll remember those bytes, right? So once you go and calculate the world, all the chunks that haven't changed, like once you get to the, octree level where you're handling an area of 32 by 32 by 32, if the chunk of that area has data cached, it will just use the cache. It won't go like all the levels down and figure out every single individual voxel. It will just grab the data from the cache and clone it. So if this isn't faster, and I don't know, because the caching is faster than calculating. Like I have tried that. But yeah. I really do think that this is gonna make it faster though. If it doesn't, then I'm just completely at a loss and I need to figure out how programming works. But let's see. Yes. Yes. I guess when the octree is not changing, I'm rebuilding the octree. That's what's causing the stutter. Like, if no voxels are changing, the FPS is fine. Like, there's no problem. But once you put down a voxel or remove a voxel, then it will cause a stutter. No, not each frame. Only when the octree changes. Yeah. I do have the optimization of not rebuilding the octree when I don't have to. At least. If you can even call that. Well, technically it is an optimization. Anyway. I can't wait to remove all this debug stuff. But for now it should be there. Also, I should really commit. I have not committed in a while. And all this code is stinky, but should be committed. Actually, this is really good because all of this stinky like debug vex stuff is gonna be in this one commit. What is going on here? Oh yeah. This actually should be here still. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. These are like irrelevant changes. Okay. Debug Vic. Double check that it's only debug Vic stuff. I mean, that assumes that you've coded it well, right? But the problem is that it is not coded well. Like, that is the issue. So as I said before, well, I mean, let me think. Because I don't have any intermediary format for the octree. Like, by default, I go through the entire world, or like, let's say the entire render distance. I go through the entire render distance, and I check every single voxel, and build the octree on demand, and then pipe it to the GPU. Right? But to make it not horrible, I make chunks which are 32 by 32 by 32. Remember the octree data. So when I go rebuild the octree, like whenever I get down to the chunk level, it will just grab some cache data instead of like going down all the levels and figuring everything out. But it's still not efficient. And at the end of the day, I still have to turn it into a bunch of U32s at some point. Like that doesn't change. I just need an efficient way of having the voxels in whatever the CPU has them in, like whatever format in memory, into having the correct array of U32s that represent a octree, so I can give that to the GPU and the GPU can render it. And I don't know. Having an intermediary format just seemed like overcomplicating it to me. But it might be the way to go. I have no idea. Do I actually need anything here? Kind of want to just remove all of these changes so I have a clean thingy. Uh, it's no, I have I did put like I timed the calculation and the buffer upload separately. It's the upload takes like, well, it does say take some time, but actually calculating the octree takes up most of the time. So I do know that's actually the cause. I mean, the buffer upload could be taking more time than I think, I guess. Actually, I can really easily test that. I'm gonna go to main. Leave those there. Let's go. This is main. Let's first confirm that we have the stinky behavior. What I'm thinking of doing is just not invalidating the octree cache at all and re-uploading the buffer, and then I shouldn't get the same stutters. Yeah, so according to the debug, calculating takes 60 milliseconds and the transfer takes 1 millisecond. But let's now do a thing. Uh, Let's do that. I think that's the only place where I invalidate the cache. Also, pro tip: if you have a expensive operation at the start, please make like a debug thing that shows you how fast it's going, so you don't have to question your sanity and think if the program is hanging or not. Oh, but I do have to invalidate the first time. I think. It's gonna be a hack. Okay. Let's just do. Pretty sure I can do this easily. Actually, I want to do this the other way around. So if the voxel, no. Oh, yeah, no. This is correct. This is correct. Let's go. So now I'm going to be able to place down voxels without invalidating the. Oh, but it doesn't actually do what I want it to do. I'm dumb. This is not what I want to do. Because it still takes away the cache. Dude, why do I have an if true here? That's awesome. Okay, how do I want to trigger this? We set the voxel here. We clear the chunks octree cache. Self octree cache. We don't want to do this at all. Let's go to render. What is the cache for? Well, the chunk cache is actually useful, but this one, good question. I shouldn't be using it. Let's go to render. Get octree. No, it does make sense. It does make sense. It's a bit stinky, but it does make sense. Yeah, I don't do that though. I recalculate it. See? It's not being done optimally. Mutating on changes is like way harder to manage. So I don't do that. I'm hoping to just get it efficient enough so I can just recalculate it from scratch. So the way that oh, I'm I'm used to optimal memory aware solutions. Well, too bad. You're watching a guy who's 2 months into the project and who has not done raycasting before, and is also generally like new to Rust and whatever. Fair, fair. I mean, for me, my experience is that every time I try to be smart and think ahead, I just waste enormous amounts of time. I'm like, damn, I should have just done the simple thing, just to get something done and then improve it. So I've just gone like more and more into that direction where I'm like, yeah, just fuck it, just do the dumb thing. And yep, I don't know if it's actually more efficient, but it feels that way. I haven't measured it. Let me think. Yeah, but yeah, but this is I guess I could say this is less me like making this thing and more learning how to make it, if that makes sense. Also, I'm like super distracted now from everything. I'm not the okay. I wanted to trigger transfer without invalidating the cache. Surely I can do that. I'm just cooked right now. Or do we do anything? Okay, so if the latest is on GPU, then we do this. I could just do this randomly. Let's just do it on a timer. So every 5 seconds, we will do this funny thing where we just transfer the octree for no reason. Let's see what happens. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah, I mean, I do also, like, when I was making a 2D collision engine, um, I did think a bunch at times, but it was still bad. Also, let me. Can't I? Wait, the octree doesn't update now because I broke it. Let's go. Where did I... Here we go. 340. Amazing. There we go. But yeah. Let's go. A fantastic window is not responding. Oh no. Anyway. There you go. So now if I destroy something, it'll take a while. But if I just move, I don't see a visible stutter. Like it's completely smooth all the way through. And the stutter isn't big when I click. I should make it do on like consecutive frames. Do that. Do the last test. Then the thing that I wanted to test is the transferring the issue instead of the calculating. But I think this pretty clearly shows that it's not the case. And like I was honestly satisfied with just the like debug print telling me this, but I guess this is also additional confirmation for that, which is not bad. No, can I hit that thing up? Let's go. Let's get some... Yep. I could actually transfer the octree every single frame if I wanted to. It doesn't cause any issues. But also I have no reason to transfer it all the time. And the reason that I earlier said that I could be... or that the octree cache is a bit silly is because the only time I recalculate the octree is when I'm rendering. And I noticed that it's invalid. Like, the voxels have changed since last time. But it's like, how would I say? Like, there isn't anywhere else where we try to get the octree either. So, I don't know, the cache is kind of useless. So whenever we have something in cache, we won't be accessing it. And whenever the voxels change, then we have to recalculate, but it's like only one thing using it. But, meh. I don't think I'll ever have anything else accessing the cache. I'll remove it at some point. Maybe. One that I'll forget. I don't need this. We can go back to here. Not chunks, that's an interesting branch name. I'll actually bring these to master. No. Okay, I don't need these. I don't need these either. But I hate the fact that I can't just leave these changes now here. I think it's like, oh, it's currently resolved. You can't change branches before you do something. And I can't stash either. I'll have to make a commit. That's awesome. Thank you, GitHub Desktop. Do I even want this? No, not really. Here, I'll just add this comment here. Well, I could technically commit and uncommit. and then it'll be fine. What all these? I don't need these. This is uncommenting stuff. And like an out of bounds check. Okay. Now we have a clean slate. That's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. Now let's actually fix the issue. So when we have the data, the offsets are just incorrect. Let's see why. It's always interesting to talk about the project because I have all of the context. And like how to say, like it is like you hear people say it's like, oh, you become blind to like how much information you have of the project, but it's so true. Like I think I know to an extent how much I know of this project compared to other people, but then it's like there's even more than I thought, if that makes sense. We'll pretend like cargo format is not a thing. I'll do it. I'll do it after I fix everything. Okay, get branch data. That is an outdated to do. I don't need that. This is a problem. This doesn't occupancy index. Why is it offset by 9? Wait, is it too big by 9 actually? Or is it too small? It is too small. Actually, no, I don't need to think about it. I can just do this. Actually, sometimes things are being overcomplicated by a dumbass. If this works, then I accidentally format the data. Don't reload. Save anyway. That's awesome if it works. Because I tried to debug that for a few days. I did also figure it out 90% of the way, and then I started the stream. Ay, ay, ay. Please work. There might be like several other issues lurking in the shadows that I'm not aware of. Hello? Oh yeah, I'm still outputting the debug data. And it's still broken, but it's different. Oh, let's compare. We have this here. We have our voxel ray tracing. Let's get the octree. Delete this from here. So this is the octree that we should have, and this is the new one. And here's this. Also, I should clear this. So it's easier to just go to the top. So now the first one is fine. And then... It's almost like I can see a pattern. It's almost like there's a pattern in the air that would give me a clue. Dude, this feels more like a video game than programming, honestly. The context clues are crazy. Dude, I want to copy that. Actually, I need to do... So I'm assuming... What am I actually assuming? Hold on. I'm assuming that this to line up with this or this. It lines up with this. So I took... Huh? Oh, okay. I understand now. It's different. It's different, so it needs to be different in another way too. Because before I was getting the length of the returned vector and used that as the data offset, or like added that to the data offset. But now I'm like getting the data offset directly. Like I have the index and then I have another index. So I shouldn't be adding the offset to a thing that keeps track of it. I just need I just have the offset from that calculation. I need to remove this debug. It's annoying, but it works. Let's go. But it's significantly worse because I don't do any caching. So next to do, I need to do caching. Also, it's gonna do the debug and everything. It's take like 5 millennia to recalculate that. That's fine though. Conventional wisdom. Commit immediately when the stuff works. Do I even need... I don't need the data offset variable here. Why not have the same tree representation on CPU side? I don't have a reason for that. Like, I'm just... This is just the way that I started doing this. If you have a good convincing reason for me to be doing that, then do tell. I'm not against it. I just literally this is just what I'm doing. Also, why am I using data offsets? What? Oh, so I'm pushing the last data offset. Okay, I actually do need to keep track of it then. Dude, what is this scuffed ass code? Oh no, it makes sense. Okay, so I'll keep it like that. I'll keep it like that. I won't do this in the same commit. It's the duality of man. Sometimes I'll make very incremental commits, and sometimes it's yep. That's not even a bad one. But yeah, it's awesome. I love programming. Also, I should check if this is the same. I just realized. I'm assuming it's the same because it works. But I don't know for sure. I should probably modify the code so I can immediately know instead of having to manually scrub through that. I didn't mean to do that. My mouse is breaking apart. It's like it sometimes double clicks. I should actually check if it still has warranty on it. But I also need to like I need to make sure that it happens consistently enough. So when I send this fucking mouse back, the people looking at it aren't like, oh yeah, there's no issue with this. It just works. And then they're like, fuck you. It like happens often enough to be annoying, but I don't know if it happens often enough to like reliably detect, which is really annoying. Like, I'm actually gonna continue this rant. You know, for a long time, I wanted a good keyboard, and it was like I was prepared to like spend like a couple €100 on it. It's like I just want a good keyboard, right? That's like, and I just couldn't find one. There are good keyboards out there, I know, but I like bought some Razer stuff and it was awful. Like if I had the RGB software installed and I pressed a key too fast, the key would be held down, like on the software side. Like, what the fuck? Your keyboard, your entire existence is supposed to know which buttons are pressed and which are not pressed. And it was failing that simple task. Unless I uninstalled the RGB software. And then it would work fine. But then I couldn't turn down the annoying lights. Amazing. But I got a wooden keyboard and it's just amazing. It just works. And it's really customizable. I love it. I wish I could find a good mouse. Like, just it's the normal mouse, two side buttons, you know, a sensor that doesn't make me want to like do bad things. To be honest, I have not had any problems with any mouse sensor. Like they're fine. But the switches, just can you not use the cheap switches? Just give me good switches. I'm prepared to pay more. Just why is nobody offering a good mouse? It's like I know everybody wants to save those little pennies, use the worst switches, and still hike up the price. But it's like, is nobody making good mice? It's amazing. Uh I'm totally not annoyed by this thing. Actually, no, I should have it be true by default. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, this is actually. Where do I have the loop? Where am I? Oh yeah, this is the loop. I don't even compare them directly here. Okay, that's fine. Let's actually break out of the loop as well. Actually, why did I even do this? I can just print immediately here and then break. Amazing gameplay. Actually, I shouldn't break here, so I can catch multiple errors. What the hell? What? What do you mean they don't match? Hello? They shouldn't be matching? Wait, why is this print not happening? Wait, what? I'm like completely bamboozled now. Okay, now it gives me this. If I do this now, it does this print, and that's what I expect. If I have this, now it does this. Okay, I must have not have this commented out. I just like didn't save or something. I don't know, that's interesting. Anyway. 3. Why are you different? Different by 91. Is it it's consistent? Consistent difference of 91? Okay. So the data offsets are wrong by 91. So we should be seeing something incorrect when we lay some voxels down. I don't think I changed the data generation otherwise. Why 91? Also, this sucks because I don't cache the chunks, so it will recalculate the entire octree every time. So I'll have to wait every single time. I could make the world smaller, or like the render distance smaller. And stuff. Okay, I'm gonna remove that debug once I do this one test. Actually, I should do 150 on all. Low? Oh yeah. Place down a white voxel there. But it seems to work, right? I mean, the voxel is right there. Or actually, it's so hard to tell like what's ground and what's not. Let's place another one on top and then remove the one from below. Wait for the recalculation. It's even slower because I'm keeping track of a bunch of strings. You can go under it. It seems to be all correct. And this shouldn't work if the offsets were actually incorrect. Interesting. Alright, let's just remove the debug back first. And it's just these. Alright. Fair enough. Ooh, remove this. And then remove this. What else? What else? What else? Remove these. Then here. Five, five, six. We probably could have scrolled down the code and find all the things, but I don't know. This is what I do. There's two that I can remove. And let me go here. Oh yeah, and I need to change this. Here. Now I just have these two. I mean, what is the issue? Oh, I'm amazing. Hoi, 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 hoi. This doesn't exist. This is not a thing. It should be fine now. Yes. We can finally run the code and we don't have the debug stuff. Remove something, then it should still take a bunch of time. Well, I feel like that was a bunch of less time. Like, it's still bad because it's in seconds, but it's not the worst. Surprisingly, keeping track of the debug data takes up time. Alright. Now we want the chunks to remember their data. I still don't know why there's the 91 offset difference here. I wonder if it still happens. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna be really puzzled. There's still some differences. It might also be the... like that one of the files is outdated. Like the original file is outdated or something. But I don't know that for sure. And now it's 209. What? Is it the same everywhere? Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I used a different octree. I didn't use the initial octree. I used a different one. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe that's the reason why. Because I modified the voxels that the octree represents. Maybe the octree is different. Wow. What a concept. What a concept. Amazing, even. Let's know, this is a fresh octree. Let's compare them. Now there should be no differences. Oh, it's 209. Still. Hmm. I mean, still, the data behind these could be different. Did it even save the thing? Should have. Let's do it again. But yeah. I think this is just... These octrees are just representing a different world, and that's why I'm getting differences between them. Instead of, there being an issue. At least that's what I'm hoping. I haven't changed the world at all. Let's go away. Let's get the octree. Let's remove the last one. Go here. F2. Name it 2. Compare. Oh, I meant to do this. Oh, now they're the same. Okay, yeah, it just failed to write. Yep. And then I will change the code just a bit, so I won't spam this. I will only print if the numbers don't match. Oh, there we go. They're the same. Wow. I'll do it with the print as well, just for the satisfaction of going through the file. Yippee! Everything is 0. Whoa! Because that takes up surprisingly long time. Now okay, maybe that's not the best idea. Oh, actually, cancel. Let me just quit the process. That's amazing. Anyway. Drink some water. Do I have any changes here? I don't. Alright. Chunk caching. Where do I set the cache of the chunk? Yeah, da 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 da. I should be doing it here somewhere. Oh yeah. Right here. I need to get a subslice of the data. No, I need to keep track. I need to keep track of this shit. That's awesome. They do have this. Oh, actually, it's fine. Because the size is this. Because within this loop, we're handling like the chunk levels below us. But once we're out of this loop, like we're handling the chunk level that we're currently in. Sometimes recursive functions are funny to think about. We don't want to clone all of the data. We want to get the data between this and like where we are now, right? This is the range of data that we want. So how do we do that? Oh, I mean, let's go. To clone a part. I mean, and as long as I can get a slice and then clone that slice, then it's fine. Index of the range, yeah, I mean, that's what I did at one point and it didn't seem to work. Well, I might have been doing something other silly business. So let's do this, where we have the data. And we access this slice, and we do this, not the index. This is the index. And we go up to data.len. And it should cry about this, because we're not cloning the slice. Oh, it wants me to convert it to a vector. That makes sense. Does it work? Oh, it just works. Let's see if it actually works. Oh yeah, disclaimer. This my computer might run out of memory, but it should be killing just the voxel process. Actually, this is... No, it should be fine. I was thinking that it's incorrect and it's gonna eat all the RAM really fast, but it should be good. Alright. I mean... I entered the nether! Dude, that's awesome. It's not quite correct. It's not quite correct. It's almost there. It's just not quite. I love the fact that I put in transparent stuff. Even if it's broken, like when something else breaks, like the octree, I just love seeing transparent stuff. It's like even more glitched than it would be with just opaque stuff. Okay, so am I supposed to actually not do a -1 there? And this is where I could spend a few minutes thinking about this, or then I could just try a bunch of shit until it works. But the good part is that the calculation was really fast, actually. I think. I think I didn't stutter. It's incorrect, but it's fast. And making it correct shouldn't make it slow. It's still bad. Ooh, calculating takes like 16 milliseconds. I mean, oh, now the rendering is stinky. That makes sense, though. Okay. But it's not uber slow, which is good. I don't remember what numbers I'm comparing this to, but I feel like this is better. What the hell, though? What the hell? I guess I'm supposed to include the octant occupancy also. It's actually a copy from here. I don't need these parentheses here. Yeah. I was just getting the wrong piece, the wrong slice of data, the wrong piece of data. Let's go. Should work now. Let's go gambling. Initial calculation should still be fine. Oh, still not fine. What is going on? Why are you broken? This here. Why does it look like a fisheye lens? Because the camera projection is incorrect. Um, so what I'm doing for the camera is like I'm just taking the UV, like the screen UV coordinates, and I'm turning the ray based on those UV coordinates instead of doing proper camera projection. Also, Toby, thank you for the follow. But yeah, it's a problem for later. Like I know it exists, but I just haven't had a reason to correct it yet. Um, and as a bonus time, it once we place down the voxels, I need to also make this faster somehow. Maybe, perhaps. I mean, at some point I'm gonna be loading stuff from disk instead of like placing it down, voxel by voxel. So it's gonna be a lot faster because I'm gonna load data into chunks directly instead of wait where? Okay, I'm here. Nice. Anyway, if I resize the window, you can see that everything gets stretched, right? I'm not handling anything correctly anywhere. It's awesome. So technically, if you wanted the view to be less distorted, you need to make the window a perfect rectangle or square rather. Dude, why did okay, sure. I know English. I totally have not forgotten which one is the one with the equal sides. Rectangle is the one with the equal. No. Square is the one with the equal sides. Yeah, square. Holy shit. Imagine forgetting. Square, rectangle, same difference. Anyway, uh, why are these? Okay, why is this broken? Still, I could compare stuff. Yeah. I got there at the end with 80% confidence. Yeah, I mean, but you know, if I make the screen a rectangle, then it's not necessarily correct. If I make it a square, then it's like more correct. But yeah, I have the excuse of English is not my first language, even though it's basically a second native language to me because I'm permanently online. Anyway, uh, thank you. Uh, Suomi on minun äidinkieli. I just said that Finnish is my native language in Finnish. Okay, let's compare this to the main branch. Yeah, just yep. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry for sounding so dumb that you need to explain that. I know the difference. I literally just forgot the words, like which one is which. You know, I trust that everyone has those kinds of moments. Maybe not as bad as that, but I just forgot language. I didn't forget math or geometry. I forgot language. Leave the changes. And also, it's not that someone's dumb if they don't know the difference between a square and rectangle. I take that back. It's literally just like trivia information that a lot of people happen to know. Anyway. We have the real data here. Dude, that happens like thing where yeah. Dude, alright. I have a meta thing that I want to talk about, but to that thing that you said, I know the feeling. It's I feel like I have more instances of not remembering a word in Finnish rather than not remembering a word in English, which is amazing. And the meta thing that I started thinking about is I don't know. I don't know if I should be like reading every question out loud so that someone like watching the VOD with audio only would have all the context. I don't know. I could just decide to do it and make it sound natural. But yeah. I haven't decided on that yet. But actually, I'm reaching through cyberspace to you watching the VOD. If you have an opinion, let me know. There we go. You now you should feel called out because I did call you out. Anyway, but if you have no opinion, then just chill. No, if you do have an opinion, then you just need to tell me what the. Yeah, I mean, you you would be surprised. You would be surprised. Um, I have been surprised. Like the VODs on Twitch, I mean, some people sometimes watch them, but like I have a stream archive on YouTube, and like they they're getting views sometimes. I don't know why. I don't know if it's bots or real people. I mean, sometimes I have comments. There are real people sometimes, or they're really convincing bots. But it's like I would doubt the bots are like that convincing. So yeah, there are actual real people sometimes watching the VODs, which is like I don't know. I don't think about it, but it is a thing that happens. And yeah, just so you know, also the chat messages are in the VODs and they are archived. Be careful. So this is the main branch. Yeah. That's respectable. That is respectable. Them and not only hi YouTube, but I also save these locally, right? And if YouTube decides that these videos shouldn't be on the platform, they're gonna be up probably on another YouTube account. Let's be real. But they're gonna be up somewhere else, maybe at some point. Like they are archived. Because if you have it hi local through hello hard drive, that's such dude, that's my new Discord status. Let's go. Hello hard drive. That's too good. Dude, hello hard drive goes hard. Uh yeah, these are actually on a hard drive. They're not on my SSDs. But the files are replicated to two other machines, so it's fine. Like if the hard drive dies, then the data still exists. True, true. Yeah, true. Actually, I don't know what drives on those machines the data is on. Because I use SyncThing, and we have our friend cloud. We back up each other's files. It's amazing. I use most storage right now. I was the one who was like, dude, we should set this up. But they'll use their disk space someday, I'm sure. Anyway, real data. Real data. It has the octant occupancy, it has the data offsets, and it has the data. And nothing else. Uh that's fine. That is indeed what we also should be having on the anti-juggling branch. So here we have from the octant occupancy index to the end of the data, we should have everything. It should be the same. But for some reason, it's not the same. I don't know why. I don't have any extra stuff here either. That's a pointless comment. It sounds like it should be. This is this cursed. Like, I need a way to differentiate between, we haven't calculated the data, and we have calculated the data, but it should be nothing. So that's why I have this here. We haven't calculated the data. The data is something. And we have the slice. We copy this. Let's just do a -1 and see if it fixes everything. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to do a +1, and after that, I will actually think about the problem. I promise. I promise to actually use my brain instead of just trial and erroring my way. It's like, I feel like it's one of the worst habits I have, but it also saves so much time sometimes. That doesn't work. I don't think... I don't think true. Well, I don't think there's any data afterwards that I should be ignoring. Like, I should be getting everything. And this should also be correct. Like, if I do +1, then that's like an out-of-bounds access. True. Pro Rust programmer tip. Just type in cargo fix. We are still in the Netherlands. I mean the Nether. I should be getting the correct slice. I should have copied the code from the main branch so I could have these side by side. It can never... That sounds like experience. Coded in irony. If I am not completely mistaken. Wait, am I not invalidating the chunk cache? No, that shouldn't... No, I am doing that. It is actually the ones that I try to retain the data on that are incorrect. 50% of clips is just pure nonsense. That's a good sentence. Actually, let's see what I have. Okay. I don't need a Vec. Fair enough, I think. This actually is completely incorrect. This looks correct, but the vector class that I implemented doesn't implement add assign. So this will just break. I should implement add assign. I just... In the little time that I was doing this, I just couldn't figure it out on the first try. I was like, fuck it. I'll just go the easier way. Oh, yeah, that might be true. Don't care. This actually probably true. There. Wait, what am I? Why am I actually doing that? This is crazy. I do be just doing this for no reason. I mean, why not? But it's also, I don't know, why as well. Ay, ay, ay. Wait, is that completely incorrect? Well, no, it's not. It's not. It could be a slice true. Yeah, not as interesting as I thought it would be. You have a new do the default. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can also disable lens, right? But I mean, you do have to go and disable them. But I don't know. In my experience, the defaults are like pretty good, I think. And it's not like you do cargo check and it gives you the Clippy lens. You know, like when you're writing Clippy, you are telling the machine to like just comb it over with a fucking magnifying glass. And if it's like giving you false positives, then it's like understandable. I think. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I was just looking at this and being like, this should be correct, but it's not correct. I should be trying to think, how can I test the validity of this instead of just being like, it should work. Amazing mindset though. Just think that it should work hard enough and then it will work, right? Right? Uh, more than 4 times. Wait, 501. What do you mean? Oh yeah. Well, you see, this makes it more readable for me, and that's why it's this way. If I think about the logic and whatever, I'm looking at this. Like, I don't. If I have one here, like in my head, I don't have the binary representation of the number like visualized, and then I bit shift. It's like more abstract. But when I have this here, I'm going like this funny number. It moves. Haha. That's fine. Yeah, no. Skill solution. See? It's not an issue if I have a solution. I really do be just staring at this thinking that it should be right though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really should have done. Okay, so I was thinking at one point in this debugging that I should have had the previous implementation and this new implementation, the side by side, both be active, so I could, debug this easier. And I'm thinking about it again. It's like, damn, I should have done that. I should have done that. Okay, let's break this. This should be incorrect. That should be an out of bounds. Did not cargo clippy. I wanted to run the project. There we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I'm just waiting for the program to crash. But I have to do the sanity checks. Yeah, exactly. That's a line. Alcohol is a solution, but that doesn't mean it isn't an issue. Damn. No, but I mean, if you can tell me why this is an issue, then go ahead. Right? Eh. Well, fair. It's a skill issue, but this is a skill solution. Both can be true. Both can be true. And also, I just realized what the problem probably is. Actually, did I? Is it real? No, it's not real. Because when we're here, okay, I'm gonna go to the main branch and copy the code. No, leave the changes. Keep the change. Let's go here. And let's go back to this. Restore the shit. Let's go reload. There we go. A highlight. Let's move to a new window. There we go. Now we can compare these. Alright. Amazing. We have the technology. Here, we... Let's go here. We define the data here. We get the index. We append a bunch of data. That's fine. That seems like a chaotic debugging strategy. I don't think it will work. There's a very small chance that it would work. But I doubt that it would work. How many do you have ignored? Yeah, I think there's a chance for it to work. Well, a low one. It depends on how you calculate the chance, I guess. Real data. Push the occupancy. Push the data offsets. Push the data. Then if the size is this, but so at this point, we should have the same output, or like the same outcome, basically. Well, kind of. in here we have a vec with all of the data we want, and then we copy the data of that vec, and then we return the vec. Here we have one vec where we just have appended all of the data. But we are at the same point, kind of. And we should be grabbing the correct slice here. We're just not doing that. I don't understand what you mean by that. Oh, okay. I mean, this is just a marker. But I'm pretty sure it's like the... Yeah, I guess. So, you're saying basically, instead of like doing a normal comment, I'm making extra sure that it will be a comment by placing one of those. Yeah. Yeah, no. It's fine, it's fine. It's like, even if people are talking shit, most of the time there's logic behind it. I just want to understand it. I think it's more fun that way. I just didn't understand the logic of what you said, but I think I understood it. Mm. And now I think the logic behind that is that you want to say something like completely random to contradict what I just said. But it actually fits because of that I just said. So checkmate. And now if you ever say something completely random, it just falls into that. Now if a new account joined, then I would have to suspect that they have heard this or that it's you. Yeah, I watched a few like videos from him at least. He's like doing a tower defense game in C++, right? It's too okay. I was trying to cope with the heat by just removing my pants earlier, but it's not helping. It's holy shit. It's 26 degrees. Is it 27? No, it's 26 degrees in my room. Holy shit. I needed to open the window. I can't. Anyway. Hoi. And it's like negative, I don't know what, outside. Anyway. Interesting. I have a selection active here. As soon as I make a selection in the other window, the selection in the other window goes away. Uh... Okay. I should actually debug this. What I can do is, I can target some... So, what I'm thinking, if I just start printing debug info about every single chunk, then I'm gonna have too much printing. I need to have a check here where it's like, okay, if we are in these chunk coordinates, then print debug info about the thing that we just did. And then just compare the main branch and compare the anti-juggle branch. I actually am storing the full octree on the CPU side right now. Amazing. Amazing, dude. I I'm I was trying to scour my brain for a joke. I couldn't come up with one. I hope that's a pre-existing alt account and you just didn't make one just for this. No, dude, it's such a fresh account, but you didn't make it for this. For you can't see this on stream, but if I click on your name, that it says that your account was created the first of this month. Dude, I it's amazing that you time traveled here. Like you just had this interaction, then you time traveled like 2 weeks into the past just to make an old account. That's amazing. Aye, aye, aye. Uh, oh, unlucky. Dude, this is why you can have a password manager, you know? Not one that stores everything online. Conflicting feelings about an alt account follow. If you yeah, anyway. I'm not gonna go into it. The TLDR is I mean up to you, right? I'm just gonna say that I don't want to be follow botted. And it's like if people start following on alts that they don't use, like if you have a legit reason for following, that's fine, you know? But if you're just following to follow and to like boost the number, then don't do it. Right? That's what I would say. It's the same that like I remember sometime in the past, like someone was like, "Oh, I can like lurk in your stream and whatever." Oh, thank you for the follow. Zaka. Wait, you were followed before. You refollowed. Betrayal. No, but at some point, um, nice. I didn't know that that's like the message every single follow. I thought it was only on new follows. Interesting. Um, fair, fair, fair. But yes, at some point, someone told me like, "Oh, I can like leave your stream open to like boost the viewer count or whatever." I was like, "No, please don't. It just doesn't feel right." Um, no, it like I'm using Twitch's notifications thing. It's always there in the background, and I've set it up like a while ago. There might be a cooldown timer on it. Like if you unfollow and refollow now, that it shouldn't show anything. If you want to test that, that would be great. Um, if there's no cooldown on it, then that's honestly amazing. And I want to say that I don't know what I would expect from Twitch, but I would expect that from Twitch. Like, I would expect their notification system to not fuck it up. Like, unfollows and refollows, like, you probably shouldn't display the message. But, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so the cooldown is based on when the message last displayed and not based on when you unfollowed. Fair, fair. You know, still disappointed. I'm not mad though. Uh, Anywho, let's see. What do we want to do? Let's first figure out which chunk coordinates have good data that we can test. Um, I could do a dumber message, but whatever. I'm gonna write it like this. Or maybe this is the more dumb message. Da 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 da. Chunk pulse. Alright, we say chunk pulse here. And then we say data.len minus this. And we want to go into here. XD cargo run release. Oh. Thank you, anonymous subscriber to both of my YouTube channels. Aye. Wait, all of this. Oh, that actually makes sense, because if the chunks are empty, then we go down this branch. But honestly, like, what I want and appreciate out of streaming is just talking to people, honestly. That is, like, I have the viewer count off, but it's not because of some fucking valiant reason. It just makes me self-conscious. I do check the strats after the stream, right? Just to see what's happening. But like, if I was code in silence, then I wouldn't stream. And that's what I do a lot of the time. And sometimes I hang in, like, some Discord VCs of, like, the good old Discord server or something. But it's a different vibe here. It's fun to interact with people. Like, honestly, I can just copy this. Like, we should have the same shit on the main branch. I'll just copy this. Go here. Here, and we go to the main branch. No, leave changes. We go here, here. I kind of. Oh, I need to rewrite that message now. Well, no, I can copy it. Hehe. This is just a reference. This is actually in the wrong place. It should be inside of this if statement. It's fine. Dude, it's just it's not my vibe. Raid's not my vibe. That's all. I don't blame people for doing it or anything, and I'm not better because I don't do it. It's just personal preference. I just don't want it. Also, Toby, what kind of keyboard layout do you use? I mean, what kind of keyboard? It's a wooden keyboard. I love it. I actually ranted about this earlier. It's I love my keyboard. I hate my mouse. Um, let's have all the JavaScript. Let's see which one. It's this keyboard, and it's just normal layout. QWERTY. But this, I like this keyboard. Yeah, but I mean, it's how would I say? It was like 200 euros for me. I'm pretty sure, like shipping included, or is it a bit over 200, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I won't deny, but it's also the fact is you can buy a keyboard for the same price and have it be dog shit, right? I've done that also. Um, and I'm sad that that's the case. But this keyboard is actually good. Like I'm very satisfied, and it has like you it has analog keys, so they know how far down they're pressed. For the most part, that doesn't matter. But I play Rocket League, and there it's actually nice that I can press a key halfway down, and then it registers it as that because it pretends to be a controller, right? And that's how the analog like data goes through to the game. But yeah, but the mouse I have, the switch is like breaking. The fucking mouse double click sometimes, and I don't know where to find a good mouse from. Like honestly, I'm just at a loss. If you know where to find like a good fucking mouse, then do let me know. It doesn't have to be a gaming mouse, as long as it works well enough for gaming. What? Oh, chunk pulse. I'm dumb. Oh yeah, yeah. I can't wait to start working on my own programming language. Smile. True, dude. I'm curious. How much does the Kinesis keyboard cost, and what is it like? What kind of a keyboard is it? Because I would say the booting is like very boring on the surface. I mean, it has the analog keys, which is nice, but it's just a keyboard. That's so good. At least to me, it's just a keyboard. Oh, okay, okay. Split ergo. Fair, fair, fair. And what I mean by it's just a keyboard is, I guess this the switches are just linear and they don't have like an extra clicking mechanism in there. I don't like that. And also, and also, also, the software that you control this thing with. I mean, you might see this. Oh, fucking website jump scare. You might see this as a negative, but it works through the browser. You can also download it, but it just works. If you can just do stuff. And this is my Rocket League layout. It's amazing. And this is actually my microphone mute button. This is how I play. It's great. I love this. I love this thing. Certified consumer. Oy. Oh, went past it. Copy this. 2566 1943. Is it the same? It's the same. Hmm. That's interesting. I thought it would be different. Why? Why is it broken if it's the same? What? At least I know that I'm getting the slice correctly. Do I know that? I don't know. Maybe. I hope I do. This. Huh? Huh? Is there something else fuck that I'm doing? Well, clearly. What the fuck? I'm setting the octree cache here. What? This is very confusing to me. Okay, let's just... Oh. Okay, let's do this first. Oh, do I not use the cache? Holy shit. Oh, that might be a problem. I was so focused on getting the correct cache that I didn't think that I might not be using it. Maybe. Maybe that's the issue. Haha. Oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. Okay. So, alright, let's... I should convert these to be a let else instead of if let, because this is horrible. Honestly, when I was writing this, I forgot that let else exists. And I went back to a previous project and I looked at it. I was like, oh yeah, fucking let else. Maybe I shouldn't forget that this exists. Ay ay ay. Anyway, we have the cache. Yeah, good comment by the way. And then we have data in the cache, and we just return true, and we don't use the cache. Yeah. All right. So. Ooh, and yeah, we append. We append a clone. And that might be what... Oh, okay. There might be a better way to do this. I love how opinionated you are about this. Don't change. Do not change. Alright. Let's see. Oh, okay. Uh, I don't remember if I had other checks in here at some point, but the answer most likely is readability. Because if I read this, then it's very obvious to me what this does. But this is like... it's like almost invisible. It's like so tiny. Actually, like if I did this, I would want to do this. You see, I would rather have something ugly but clear instead of beautiful and mysterious in my code base. Thank you very much. Your opinion has been acknowledged, logged, and ignored. Alright, let's see if it works. Hey, it actually works! Sorry if I was being too loud, but I was excited. And it still stutters a bit. Okay. But now we know it, it's actually stuttering bad. That's not good. It might be the case that I actually need some intermediate representation of the octree, and it would be faster to generate the bytes rather than do a memory copy. That might be true. I'm getting a flashback to, like, loading shit from disk. And, like, if you load stuff from disk, it's better to compress the data, because reading from disk is slow, and the CPU is fast. I'm not sure how it goes for memory copying. Like, if I have a bunch of data, is it faster to recalculate it than copy it? Hmm. Yeah, it's like semi-real time, but it's not fast enough. If I try to place air, this still takes a bunch of time. Anyway, it takes like 50 to 70 ms to calculate. Let's actually see that we're getting cache hits. Actually, no, we are, because the calculation takes way longer. But let's still confirm it. I mean, I say calculate, but I mean, I have the data. That's just like I have a hash map of chunks, and the chunks have vex of oh look, oh, I have a bunch of chunks. I have more chunks than I did when I had that debug last time. Oh, Toby, I can't believe you do this to me. No, it was fun to chat with you. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you will have a good one. Yeah, see you around. I don't know how active I will be in terms of streaming. I mean, it's not, in 2 weeks, I'm gonna be free from school for a while. So, I mean, in 2 weeks, I'm gonna be free for 2 weeks. I think I will be more active then. But until then, I don't know. No, I mean, we are getting cache hits. Indeed. Oh, don't do that. Alright, there we go. Now we don't need this. Imagine did all of that debugging just for this one line. And thinking. I just never use the data. That's amazing. It's amazing how blind you can be sometimes. Or how blind I can be sometimes. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. This line is so ugly. There we go. I want to discard these. We can discard this. And then we can do cargo format. Push these. That's fine. Yeah, so it was like 50 to 70 ms on this branch. Let's go to master and compare. Also, I am saving it to disk, but where am I saving it? 560? Let's see. I'm actually saving to disk here. Yeah. Well, let's first compare with the saving to disk still. I'm gonna remove it in a second. See, place down all the voxels. Okay, it takes like... It does take more time on average, I think. Like, we have a peak of 80 ms here, but it's not that much slower. Okay, 20 ms to be fair. Or ms, but I'm like looking at the average here. Because it was around 10 ms improvement, I shouldn't discount that. 10 ms is good, right? Let's not do this though. We don't need this. How about now? Now that we're not accessing the disk, what is the performance like? Okay, it's like... Okay, so we went from 50 to 80 ms to 40 to 60 ms. 40 to 60, around that. I don't know if I can cherry pick that without having issues, because it's slightly different on the other branch. Also push these. Go back here. Don't have any cache. Or cache? I mean, fucking stash. Hold air. 587. We need you. Calculating the octree should be below 0.01 ms. Is that a voxel? Otherwise, something is wrong with the design. Yeah, there's something wrong with the design, you know? I've never denied that. I acknowledge it. But I'm glad you're being straightforward about it. But I am no under no delusion that I'm doing things correctly. Or like the most efficient way. Or whatever. Okay. Now it's This is a lot better. I'm not. It's either the stutters are very small or I'm not getting stutters at all. Yeah. Let's see what the performance is. It's like 22 here, 28 here. Okay, 10 to 30. Alright. It is clearly better. The point of this octree thing is to improve on 3D array of U8s. Well, I mean, it does improve on it for 3D rendering, right? It's not to improve the CPU side storage. This is purely so I can render more efficiently. And it does do the job, right? It very, very much does it. Like, if I had just a flat array, the performance is terrible. At least if I remember correctly. Like, I was... Actually, no. It wasn't even about the performance. I just couldn't fit enough data in here. Like, the world that I had... When I had the flat array, my world was 32 by 32 by 32. 64 by 64 by 64, and it was too much for a single buffer. I just couldn't go higher. So I had to solve the problem, and I solved the problem with a octree, right? I'm pretty sure I would have also run into performance issues, but I ran into the buffer size limit before that. But yeah, it does solve a problem, and it solves the problem. There's no issue. I could do this faster, most likely, yeah. Um, but I would have to make the thing more complicated to have it be more efficient, right? And I don't need it to be more efficient. And now, I might need it to be more efficient later. Well, I can make it more efficient and simpler. Let me think. I might be thinking about it. I might be thinking about how to optimize this in the wrong way then. Like going down the wrong path. Like how I'm thinking about it. But I would say that's an argument in my favor. It's like I'm not experienced in this. That's just a fact. I'm fumbling my way through. And the moment that I get the first working implementation, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good enough. Like I'm not gonna try to overcomplicate it. And if I realize a better way to do it, then you know. If it's on CPU the same way as on GPU, there should not be a problem. Oh, okay, you're okay. Mm, let me think. Uh, 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 uh. So the problem that I would have to solve for that is how do I modify an octree instead of just rewriting it, right? And for me to solve that, I don't need to store the voxels in an octree for that either. Split array representing octants. Uh, what do you mean it is a flat array representing octants? Mm-mm-mm. I'm not grasping what you're getting at. Like, I don't understand what you are talking about, sadly. Like, are you trying to describe the way that the octree should be structured? Yeah, but I mean, it is stored on the GPU, right? I mean, I do also store it on the CPU. Like, I do cache it. But I never modify it. I just read from it. But the chunks do like store their portion, and they cache that, and I do copy that. But that's not the same as like modifying the octree. I do know it is possible to modify an octree like quote unquote in flight, but I don't have a reason to do that right now. Like the thing works well enough. If the performance was unacceptable for me right now, then I would have to figure this out, right? And be like, okay, I actually. But as long as I can have real-time editing of the terrain, I'm satisfied. Not to say that I don't appreciate you going into this, but I'm saying you might end up going into detail and me saying, I don't need that right now. You know? Just be aware of that. But if you have the patience to explain this to me, then please do. Or if even if you have like a resource to link. Hello Wayne1, thank you for the follow. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay. So in my mind, when you say buffer, my mind goes to like the GPU buffers, but it is stored as a vec of 32s. So basically just an array, buffer array, whatever. Yes, I'm doing that indeed. Oh, nothing is happening when I format. Let's go. It's already formatted correctly. All right. I am going to merge this to main. I mean, really, I just want to replace the main branch with this. Let's see what happens. No. Wait, why are these different? I think I just do this. Oh, the white space is different. Wow. That's amazing. I guess if I can format the thing. Are we telling me if I formatted this file beforehand, would have I not had to do this? Okay, let's abort the merge for now. I might be making this worse. Oh, let's go. I actually made it better. All right. Yay. And this should just work. I love Git. Oh, actually, I meant to check my Discord messages earlier, and then I just didn't. Alright. Responding with a thumbs up. Stinky. 20 ms saving time. Oh, not saving time, I mean calculation time. But I don't have visible stutters. That is literally all I care about. Hey! Push. Also, do I have uncommented stuff here? No, I don't. Let's go. Okay. Oi. Dude, I had one leg up on the chair for a while. I was like in an interesting, how would I say this? Posture. Yes, interesting posture. I lowered the leg and, oof, felt weird. Anyway, actually, I did it. I did it. So yeah, successfully optimized this. Halloween, hey, if you don't mind me asking, are you planning on setting the repository to be public? That is a good question. Right now, I don't have plans to open source this. But if you can tell me like why you want this code, then I can just send it to you. If I deem the reason to be good. No, like right now the code isn't valuable, I don't think. Like I wouldn't mind just giving this to someone. But I do plan on like making a game, you know? I hope that makes sense. Okay. Because I don't know if the like I feel like a bunch of chat messages appeared at the same time. I don't know if I was blind or if the chat actually like lagged for a while. Um but yeah. Set a voxel when you write the chunk, write it up, then the octree node from low slow and above. Write them all if children. Write them if all children are filled. Also, on the open source stuff, technically it wouldn't be bad to like have the source code of a game be out when you release it. But there it also could be technically bad. I don't know. Like if I released a game on Steam and the source is just out on GitHub and it's easy to compile, then it's like some people will be like, "Oh, I can just compile it, lol." I don't need to buy it. So, eh, eh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I thought about still right to a chunk. Doing the octree node from lowest level and above. Okay. Oh no. My lowest octree node is of size 2. Yeah, the lowest is 2. So I stored 8 voxels in the lowest level. Okay. Yeah, that might make the text make more sense though. Let me try and reread that. Okay, yeah. Don't worry. Uh, If you try to push me to publish it, I would just be asking you to like for reasons as to why, and then also voicing like my concerns about doing it. Like, it's not like I'm gonna ban you for saying that, nor is it like you're gonna say that. I'm like, yeah, I should really publish it, and just publish immediately. Like, I have thought about this thing. I have thought about this thing. Hmm. Yeah, but I mean, if you have any specific questions, then feel free to ask, or if you want the code, then I, yeah, I don't know. Hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay, let me properly engage you on this, which means that I get GIMP open. Dude, where's my drawing tablet is somewhere. I'm just gonna use the mouse. Anyway. Yeah. Let's go hypercube. I'm gonna draw a hypercube for this. Hey, Ellen, thank you for the follow. If you didn't know, Ellen is a Valorant player who happens to stream it sometimes. That's the way that I choose to describe you. Okay, fair. Exactly. Sometimes you do Minecraft, but it's mostly this Valorant, which is fine. I can't do straight lines. Actually, before we go with this, I do want to show Ellen what I'm up to. I don't know if Ellen has seen anything of this project. And we're gonna have a short loading time here, then I can show you. We have a wonderful. I mean, once it loads, There we go. We have wonderful voxel area here. We're inside of voxels right now. I can go above though, and we can destroy stuff. We can also place down voxels. Amazing. And this is like 2 months of work or something like that to get to this point. Amazing. Anyway, there. Uh, Say we have something like this. If text, you mean like so you mean just have this level? Or just this? Because I was thinking to like subdivide and like go in further. Oh, it's just squared? Okay. Well, let's say there's a voxel here then. You do what you want to do. I say it like that because I don't like view boosting. But I also can't stop people from lurking. Hmm. You mean like this? Or do you literally mean like... Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying that basically this node should keep track of how many elements it has. And when you set something, it will do +1 to the count. And if the count is like full, then we know to collapse this thing without having to check everything. Is that what you're saying? Oh, Well, yeah, fair. So when you write, then you just figure out if it's full. Actually, though, this is not how my octree works. Oh, that's the quickest ban I've ever seen. I clicked it already. It didn't register. Bro. It actually the OBS thingy that the OBS chat like integration just has a delay. Yeah. I still want to make my own Twitch bot and like make comprehensive filters for spam bots. I so badly want to do that. But the Twitch API sucks. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, but on the if it's completely filled, this is different from how I do it. If these were completely empty, then the logic would apply, and this would just mark this empty. But if we have voxel data that's completely filled, this might be a technicality. I would still note down each voxel in here. Like, I would mark this chunk as having data, and I would mark down every single voxel, right? The reason why this thing, if I launch this, that we can see that it's hollow. I'll get into it once I can show it. I really want to have the visual. Let's go. So the reason why this is hollow is because if we go... Dude, where do I have it? Bro. I can't remember it. Anyway. There we go. Only air. Okay, it was called only air. Every voxel in the 2x2x2 chunk is either air or that it's completely obstructed. So if there's a filled-in voxel on each side of the voxel, we consider it to be air, basically. And this check also could be more efficient because if there's air in the octant, then we know that the octant is not completely on the air, and I could just not do this check for the other ones, but it's whatever. But that's how the logic works. So like, if it's completely filled in, then I just store the data. I don't collapse the node then. This might be like, how would I say? Let me think. I don't think this is the worst way of doing this. And I don't really have a reason to store like big solid areas of voxels, right? Like, I need the surface information, and that's it. But this also means that if I try to store it on the CPU on the same way, it wouldn't work, really. Like, I need to have another form of storage to keep track of what the voxels actually are, because the current system that I have doesn't work for that. But I could still keep the octree in memory and manipulate it. Hmm. Yep. Don't know. But I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. Oh, the game is still open. Let's go. Okay. Let me think what I do want to implement next. And also, one thing more about this is that I don't really want the, how would I say, having the main storage form for the voxel world be an octree and having the octree be represented just as an array of U32s. Like if I actually use that to store the data, like on the CPU, then I see it as having a high chance of like corrupting and stuff like that. Like if I do incorrect operations and stuff. I don't know if that makes sense. But at some point I'm gonna actually like build stuff and I'm gonna save it to disk and then I'm gonna load. And I don't want some programming error to just completely crap the thing and like corrupt whatever I have. I mean, granted I should be doing backups anyway. But I don't know. In my head, an octree is like a more fragile way of storing the data. But that might be just completely an invention of my imagination. And the current way that they are laid out in memory on the CPU is just a hash map of Vex, basically. What? My head is emptying. Let me see. I might have some other to-dos noted down, so I'm gonna check my notes. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I will start thinking about the octree optimization problems once I get there. So this is the fabled point where it's the thing that I warned you about, where I'm gonna tell you that I don't need this to be more. I don't need this to be more faster right now. But I do appreciate you taking the time to like talk and explain. But I'm gonna do something way simpler now, which is say pick voxel button. So if I have colors placed down, I can just press. Well, I'm thinking about just making it be middle click on mouse and then pick that voxel so I can pick that. And so what is the world size right now? 512, really? What is the performance with this, actually? I... I might actually need to worry about performance right now. For the octree. I forgot that I reduced the size. Because I'm also planning on having The world be made out of blocks, which are 8 by 8 by 8 voxels. So if I take the world size and divide it by 8, 512, it's not that much. It's really not. I might end up doing a thing where instead of passing raw voxel data to the GPU, I pass in which blocks should be where, and then the GPU will interpret that, as the correct voxel data. And that way I'm gonna have massive savings for like the amount of data that I pass through. Like it's gonna be so much less. Because each 8 by 8 by 8 area will be just one number. So I really think I will end up doing that. But we'll see. We'll see. The advantage of not doing that would be that I could still modify the singular voxels instead of being locked into having only the predetermined blocks. Yeah, the octree generation is taking a while. But it's the first one. We don't have anything in the cache. It's expected to take a while. Well, how long will this take? I don't have any. Okay, it's done now. That's good. I was thinking that I should have like a progress bar or something. I don't see anything. Hmm. And calculating takes 300 ms. Why is this happening? What is going on? I'm also gonna do the pick voxel button in a second, but if this doesn't work with bigger sizes, then I'm like really confused. And now we actually see stuff. Wait, did it go over the memory limit? Hmm. Oof. Yikes, we're getting 100 ms. Well, the case right now is that it actually would be pretty good if the octree generation was faster. I might have to tackle that next. Might have to do that next. Because if I have, I don't want my game world to be 64 by 64 by 64 blocks. That's a bit too little. And 256 is like barely there. Ay ay ay. That's fun. A lot of fun. Well, let's do the pick voxel button. Because I know if a friend of mine wants to use this for like creating voxel art or whatever. It's pretty difficult when you can't pick colors, so I'm gonna put that in, and then I'm most likely gonna raid someone on Twitch, and then I'll think about optimizing the octree offline. Actually, I need to do a bunch of school stuff as well. Holy shit. Anyway, first, pick voxel. Mm, okay. These are keyboard inputs. Where do I do mouse inputs? Here. What are the mouse buttons? Let's see, we have mouse button. We go here. It's called middle. Okay. I don't have this thing yet, but that's fine. They should scream at me because, yep. Also, if you know a better way to do this, then please tell me. Like, I want to go through every field on the struct and do a method on them. I might be able to do it with a macro or something, but I don't know. Right now, this is just terrible. I guess same for this. These both should be done with a macro, I feel like. It's fine. And then I go to... And where do we store the fucking voxel? Command. There we go. State selected voxel. Oh, I call it pick block and that's fine though. this. Da-da-da. Okay. I still have some debug. I should probably remove it. Like each set voxel and get voxel, like I pass in a string for like just noting down why. So at one point I was debugging like why a bunch of voxels were being set or like read from. I just wanted to know the reasons for those. So requiring a string to be passed seemed like a good way to do it. So now I can select this voxel, I can select this voxel, I can select this voxel. Awesome. And I can also do a transparent voxel. This is transparent. I can select this, I can select this, and it just works. Wonderful. And the transparency is still broken. Yeah, there we go. For some reason that I haven't figured out yet, the ray doesn't exit on the first try. I'm gonna have to debug this at some point. It's awesome. Probably something simple, but I have not figured it out yet. I also love the fact that when I go inside of the voxel, it still like tints everything. It makes sense that that happens, but it makes me happy. But yeah. I'm just gonna commit and then we're gonna raid. Probably Ellen. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah. Voxel picking is implemented. We're pushing. Also, we're formatting the code. Let's see. That's not. Let me do my outro stuff. There we go. So, I'm gonna be on Twitch for the foreseeable future, but if that changes, for some reason, you can always find the stream at neuropathy.com/stream, unless I like forget to renew the domain, but I don't think that's gonna happen, right? Like I'm gonna keep that domain up. And all the VODs can be found at neuropathy.com/stream/archive. Schedule, I don't have one right now. If I have one, it's gonna be neuropathy.com/stream/schedule. And there is even a Discord server. Dude, I'm so glad I have this end screen. I would forget otherwise. But yes, you can join. I will have to give you a role manually. It's mostly just me posting an announcement that I stream right now. It's not really much else. But that's about it. Thank you for coming in here and chilling. We're gonna raid on. We're gonna go in there. They're gonna do some Valorant. I'm gonna probably be chilling in the chat at least for a bit, and then think about my life, and then go study. But yeah. Hope you all have a good time. Have a good one. Bye.